Hello, this is John Beuck, and today I'm going to be talking about the Team Beuck PR campaign that has been developed by Beuck Media Incorporated, which is myself, and just to tell you a little bit about this social media campaign and why I chose Team Beuck. So, here at Beuck Media Incorporated, we believe our catered approach is to social media. We think the utilization of social media is something that is very, very important in this day and age. We see a lot of other agents uh, connected through social media, and ultimately it leads to more business for them. So that was our first introduction to Team Beuck over at Century 21 Colonel Oberski. And we planned to deploy an entire campaign that is catered to these social media sites, mainly Twitter and YouTube. So, for starters, I'm going to start with the client overview. For the first thing I'm going to say is I am grandson of Carl Beuck, and I actually work as an associate for him for Team Beuck at Century 21 Colonel Oberski. I handle all the paperwork. I handle a lot of the day-to-day processes regarding emails and sending those to the destinations they need to go. And I picked this because this was a perfect project for this business that needed to be done regardless of this being for school. And I think really that being able to utilize what I've learned in this class and put it to something that I am going to use in the real world, because I plan to be a real estate agent, and something that my grandfather and my uncle, Brian is my uncle, who also is a realtor for Team Beuck, they lacked a lot in social media. They didn't grow up with it. They don't understand it as well as I do. And I plan to go into this business after I get my degree. And I think that a social media campaign was perfect for this because it's got real world application that is already being put to use. I've already started using the Twitter account and the YouTube account to send to agents across our company as well as people that I have known personally. And just for a client overview of my grandfather, here at Team Beuck, Carl sold a career high 119 homes in 2012 alone. Team Beuck has established presence in the Dearborn Northville area, with Carl being more present in Dearborn and Brian being more present in Northville. And then Carl has won a plethora of real estate awards and even served as the president of the Dearborn Board of Realtors for a year. So real estate runs deep in not only his life, but extending to my life as well now, as I'm his associate. And as I have done this project and I've acted as I am Beuck Media Incorporated, doing this campaign for him, and I have put together a couple campaign goals that I think that are going to be achieved. One, through the simple means of just putting our content out there on social media, as well as a couple benchmarks that we need to hit. So one of the goals is to increase social media engagement by 10% each week. This can be checked by analyzing the engagement aspects of Twitter as well as the views on each YouTube video that they receive in the first 2 days of each video posted. So after time, obviously they accumulate more and more views, but we want to see how much of an initial impression it's making. So that's why in the first 2 days of our tweets versus the first 2 days of our YouTube videos, we will be tracking that engagement. The goal is to raise it by 10% each week. Our next goal is to implement these social media factors. Twitter and YouTube channels will be set up, and a schedule of postings will help get the ball rolling forwards. This has already been done. The YouTube channel, I have provided links in the previous parts of the assignment. And our last goal is to partner through email, and partner with local businesses allows for more access to clientele. And we partnered with Coach's Corner, and I sent an email with them, and we are going to get a newsletter that is for Coach's Corner. We have a newsletter in our business right now that goes to the Hills area in Dearborn, the Levigood area in Dearborn, and as well as Livonia. And we're going to expand that by putting it at Coach's Corner and allowing for his clientele, especially in the more Livonia Northville area, to see our work and see what we've been doing, and it just gives them a nice update. So our objectives and tactics are to set up a YouTube channel that includes 2 initial videos. Both will be mock exercises, and actually the videos I've provided links already. They do a mock sale process, what it's like to list your house, and then a mock buying process, what it's like to buy a house with Team Beuck, and how we do things in our processes. Then the next thing we have to do is set up a Twitter account, which has already been made too. It's called Team Beuck, and the title is just Team Beuck, at Team Beuck, and the title of our account, like our name, says Team Beuck Realty, and it explains in our bio at Century 21, Colonel Oberski, and also allows for people to send inquiries to teambeuckrealty@gmail.com. And then the next thing that we had to do is send these targeted emails out. We sent one to Coach George, which is also my baseball coach, and that's how we actually got the connection in the first place, is that we are a supporter of my grandparents are a supporter of Madonna Baseball, and so is Team Beuck, the real estate. We have donated some money there, and so we are going to partner with them and get the ball rolling with that, so we can have his clientele equal our clientele in the future. And our last thing was to provide a feature story about our business that will be included in the emails. And we have a feature story, and it's an excerpt of what one of Carl's clients posted about him. The title is Work Ethic and Determination, and it's all about how Carl does things differently at Team Beuck. We do things in a certain way that we handle everything for everyone, and this feature story, as well as a excerpt of what the client said about us in the review, we think will aid really, really well in showing our clients what we are willing to do for them. The keys to this campaign will be the ability to track the engagement received. The hardest parts about these campaigns is getting the ball rolling for businesses to continue with work on their own in the future, but our calculated effort will make that easy on the client, all who works for Team Beuck. Our target audience will include local businesses. Like we already said, Coach's Corner is the perfect one. We are a supporter of Madonna Baseball, Team Beuck is, and we are a supporter of Madonna. And Coach George, or Mike George over there, is a supporter, obviously, of the program. He coaches there as well, and his restaurant supports it as well. So our partnership is allowing us to put newsletters at his place of business, and the target audience will be people who come through his restaurant. Our name is going to be there. A newsletter is going to be there for them to take if they're ever inquiring about any type of real estate work. And we think that it's going to show a very, very nice gain in clientele over the next coming months. And then we just need to monitor the engagement. We are going to continue to post every week. We have a setup schedule in which we are going to post what's new in real estate every week. And it's just going to be a minute to a minute and a half long video that this is now for our future. This is beyond our tweets and videos that we've already put out there. We plan to utilize that as a week by week basis to put out a couple videos and a couple tweets that just overall they're going to drum up engagement. And that's why we have to continue with this, so we can continue to keep tracking the engagement. And I've seen success in other aspects if the 10% rule is applied, and that is to increase engagement on both platforms by 10% each month. If we can do that by about 6 months, we'll probably be looking pretty good. As far as anything else with Team Beuck, it's they are extremely professional. They do things in a way that allows you to be taken care of at all times, and that is ultimately the reason why I picked them, because it's got a real life application for me, and it will serve as a point in the future that is already done for me when I go into real estate. I won't have to worry about this anymore, and it's going to drum up business as well. We have a whole plan to monitor the engagement and see exactly how effective our social media campaign is. So I hope you enjoy my executive summary as well as the rest of my PR campaign layout. I hope you enjoy the YouTube videos, and I hope you enjoy the cover the feature story as well. Thank you. Have a nice day.